Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together this Hockey Time card, which is a box card from Simply Crafty SVGs. So these are the pieces for the hexagon pop-up hockey card. This is the second time I'm doing this tutorial because the first one was a little bit dark. So this is the card. I've made quite a couple color changes for this assembly video, but these are pretty much the default that are in the file. So you have, this is how it's actual laid out in the file as far as colors go. This is the pattern paper that I printed out. So the two changes I made were, I made a dark blue instead of a black, and I kept the inserts, which are usually dark gray in the file, to the same dark blue, because the reason they're dark gray in the file is so you can see the hockey puck. And I also made the hockey puck black because we don't want it blue. So that's the main color changes I made. All the rest is pretty much the same. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to put together. So that's how the card pops up. And then it flattens that way. So that's the red version. So you can change a lot of colors. It's just it's up to you. I just thought blue would be a different way to put it together, like the colors. So we're going to put this aside for now. Actually, let's not do that. I'm changing my mind already. Let's go ahead and put the panels on. So we'll have that ready. So we're going to take these panels, and it's obvious where they go. This is slightly rounded, so that will be right there. And we'll have this, and these are all going to go this way. Let's put them on the correct side here. So we're just going to center them on each section. So when you place it, it will be easier to fold it first, so you can make sure you know where the folds are, so it'll help center it. So we're just going to go ahead, I'm using art glitter glue in a fine tip applicator. So if you haven't heard of that, a little bit goes a long ways. And I'm also using a combination on this card of American Crafts textured cardstock, and Park Lane now has a precision cardstock, which is, it seems identical to American Crafts. I don't know if it's the same manufacturer. I haven't had that confirmed. Some people say it is. But that blue, this alternate blue right here, that's the Park Lane, which is product from Joann's.com, or Joann's I should say. I haven't been into actual Joann's in a while, so I can't tell you whether, I think they're in the stores. I think actually I may have bought those in the stores just to try it out. So I didn't get that quite centered. So it dries, the art glitter glue, if you've never used it, it dries really quick. And this is a hexagon pop-up card, if you've heard of those. The other thing we can put on is right here, it folds this way. On the other sides, if you fold it in the back side, so the front side's textured, the back side's not, we have these two little stars that go right here. So we're just getting it all ready, and it'll be ready to put the card together once we get the other pieces. So you could change up the colors of the stars, the card. The only thing that's not as easy to change the color on sometimes, I mean, if you have trouble, of course you could always email me, but I think the inserts are all the same color. So we're going to go ahead and put that aside, and we're going to work on, we're going to put those aside as well. We'll work on the inserts. So we have these two. Here's the little insert. So we're going to layer these, the gray on the blue. So you could always change it to black if you wanted it black. And just to try to simplify the colors a little bit. That's the reason why we do what we do sometimes. We're going to go ahead and layer the hockey puck. And then this is for the jersey. So these two pieces right here, all these are the jersey. So let's do the simple ones first. So the hockey puck, we're just going to put a little glue on this blue top and line it up. So it's the same way, either way you turn this hockey puck, so there's no wrong way to put it on. But that signifies the top. And then once you have that together, you can put it on the insert right there. Just line it up. So we're just getting all these inserts ready to go before we put the card together. Because to me, it's kind of a super simple card to put together once you know how to put it together. So we're going to go ahead and put this together, and there's a little shape here, right there, so you'll know where to place it. But if you just line it up on the left, on top and bottom, you can fit it in, and then we'll glue it on this. So if you like our projects, we always ask if you give us a little thumbs up on our videos, and or subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. And if you hit that little bell to the right, you'll be notified when we have new projects, new videos, could be tutorials. Haven't been doing a whole lot of those lately, but I have been known to do a few. And the last one is this. So the way we want to put this together, let's put aside the insert. So the insert parts are these right here. We're going to put those right there. And here are all the pieces we need. So I'm just going to put this little star on. Get that ready. So I did have to no, this is the only white thing I had, but you could always make it a red star, or you could make it any color star. You just have to change the color in your software. There's lots of tutorials. If you can't find the help you need, I usually have the basics of Scan and Cut software, Canvas Workspace, because I don't have one, but I know Cricut and Silhouette and Surecuts a lot. So we want the biggest one, the gray one first, and that'll go in the back. And then it alternates colors. This one, which is normally black in the file, then this one goes right there, and this will go on top. I think I have that one upside down. No, I don't. So the only difference is that it's the same. This is the same size as the gray one. It just has a V-neck. So I'm just going to line it up on the bottom here and put it on lightly and get it into place. If for some reason, I always like pick it up really quick if it doesn't line up very good, and I can tell on the back side if it does. And then alternate colors. It's normally black. I wanted to go with the blue theme. And then I'm going to line it up at the neck. Not the neck, at the shoulders, I should say. So you want to line it up at the shoulders and then the arms on the sides there. The last one is this one. I wanted to get that multicolored V-neck. Oops, don't drop it. Fortunately, it didn't drop the wrong way. That was a good thing. And we're going to go ahead, kind of scooch it around a little bit. And then we'll just add this on top. So you could put a logo if you had a some sort of team logo or something that you wanted on here instead of the star. You could use print and cut. Just rotating it a bit, make it straighter. Then put that on exactly straight. And I'm going to put a little glitter glue on it, but not right now. So I'm just going to try a little of these Nuvo glitter drops right on top to give it a little glitter. So now we have this. So there's a tab right there. And why I'm telling you this is because this is a support, because this gets kind of heavy. You may not need it, but I would just put it on just in case. And what you want to do is line it up here, but what we need to do, fold that first. Put a little glue, and what we're going to do, we have to fold that particular tab forward because of the design of the card. So we're going to put it on and make sure this tab folds forward after we get it on. So we're going to line it up here, then down here. It's a little bit shorter than, should line up pretty perfectly and give you enough room to fold it forward, but if it doesn't, you just want to do a quick fold of that before and just scooch that up a little bit if you need to. It should be just right there, but it's pretty precise. I wanted to get enough support all the way to the bottom so it would hold it up. So that's what that's for. And then we'll get this on here. And then on to something's rolling over, on to put the card together. So if you ever want to check, just kind of flip it over and make sure it's lined up properly. I wasn't perfect, but... Okay, now that we've had these together, we need these pieces. Make sure you fold them this way. We're going to add glue to the edges of this in the middle, but you want to get as close to this top fold as possible without getting glue above it. I'm going to go ahead and see how it's folded like that. We're going to fold them together. Line them up at this bottom edge and the sides and the top. It should line up fairly simple. I just made it look hard just now. There you go. It goes like that. Some days are like that. I'm sure everybody can, some people can relate. So now we're going to take this piece. So this is where the stars are, is the front. So this is the front, that's the back. So I'm going to flip it upside down. Make sure these are good and folded, and you're folded on all the scores around to get ready. And you're going to notice that this has a rounded edge on the front, or on one side, and this is got squared corners on the back. So that rounded corners right here signifies it's the front. And also there are two holes in the front versus one big hole on this one. So we know that's the front, so we need to face that going that way. So what we need to do is take this middle insert and make sure it's facing towards the front. I'm just going to slide it in. And then I'm just going to flip it over. I'm just holding it just loosely. Going to add a little glue to the end there. And then we're going to slide it in like that. And then it can just go flat. Just make sure it's flush with that. I'll just apply pressure there. So we're still, that's the front. I'm going to keep on telling you that. So that's the front. And we're going to place this upside down because I want that towards the front. So now I'm going to add glue to this tab. And I'm going to line this up into the fold. So I'm going to fold this over like that, making sure it's centered. And then I'm just going to apply pressure. So and I know it was correctly done because the pointy edges, these corners should be coming towards the right hand, because that's the front. Trying not to act, I'm not trying to be confusing, but I just want to reiterate because this is confusing for a lot of people. So now once we have that in place, make sure it's good and secured, we're going to take that front insert, which is the hockey puck. We're going to just insert this like that. So you see how it goes flat against right here? We're going to fold it back like that. So do you see how it's going? You can see the shape. So once I'm pulling this through, I'm pulling that down. I'm going to add glue to the tab portion, and I folded the tab back, and that's important. So naturally fold it back and add glue to it. Make sure you have a good coverage up to the score. Make sure you don't get glue in there either, because it'll cause some problems. So we want to go ahead and make sure that's pushed flush in. I'm going to tell you that so many times, it's not even funny. On the other side too. Then we're going to add glue to this. So now all we're going to do is fold this over carefully. So you want to make sure this is flush down like that. I'm going to fold over. And as I get it down, I'm also going to push that in, make sure that's in all the way right there. Because if it isn't, it'll affect the way it goes together. So now that, so I'm just applying pressure down there too. Just when it's a little bit glued, I'm going to just open it up and check from the side that it all looks good. Can you see in there? See how it's glued in? And it's right there. Right there. So you could put your finger in there to add more pressure or just flatten it again. And now we know that it's not stuck or anything. Then we can just make sure it's good and adhered. So now from this edge side, you can see how it's sticking up inside. Now all we have to do is put the back insert in. So we're going to flip it around. And this, it needs to face that way. But remember I told you this needs to fold forward, so we already folded it because of the early step. But it has to be folding towards the middle in order for the mechanism to work. So I'm going to flip it upside down. And it's a little bit of a tight, I wanted it a tighter fit in there, so it's a nice snug fit. And we're going to fold it the same way we did that other side. And what's going to happen, we're going to add glue there again, and push this down at the same time. And we're just going to fold that over like that. Okay? So let's go ahead and add the glue. And you might want to have a wet paper cloth or paper towel to the side if you need to wipe glue off your fingertips. Particularly, you might get it right here. With heavier cardstock, it kind of flips up on me. I did lighter cardstock, which is flimsier, but it worked. It didn't. So I'm kind of pulling down here, making sure it's flush right there before we fold over. So when we fold this over, I'm just going to push that down right now. I'm going to push that down a little bit, make sure it's flush. And I'm also making sure that it's lined up right here and right there. Okay. So again, we're just going to get a little pressure down first. Oops, I didn't get that flush. That also lifts up like that. If you want to know, that's another way to get to it. a little bit of dry glue on this. So once we have a little bit adhered, I'm just going to open it up, make sure glue didn't get in the wrong places and the mechanism's working. See, I'm just lifting up a little bit. And it's looking good. So let's go ahead and add more pressure. And then here we're just going to fold that tab in. Like that. I'm going to go the other way though. So fold it in. We're going to add glue to this tab that we've already glued. It really doesn't matter which one you put it on, as long as you glue them together. Moving my table a lot there. So this one just takes some time to rub it. I'm rubbing the color off too. But we want to make sure it gets glued. So it's almost ready. Just going to move that. We just need to glue this tab. So you just want to fold that under. There is something we need to do on the front before we have to fold the stars down, but I was keeping it flat until the last. So let me just go ahead and glue that. That star was getting stuck under the arm. So these stars fold this way. So now, and I chose this paper because it looked like ice. Actually, it was in a hockey paper pack that I found, a digital pack. It wasn't in the stores, it's an online. They called it hockey ice. So I glued that a little bit too high, but it must have been when I folded it over. So now we have, it just flips up like that and folds flat to fit into an A2 envelope. So once again, we have A2 envelopes in our basic envelope set, but that's the way you'll flatten it. And then when somebody gets it, they can just pop it up like that. And it can display on their, we'll display it sideways like we're displaying it. So I hope you like this project, and I thank you so much for watching.